I develop these CREST programs as mentoring guides. I have teen, family, mentors, and leaders. Mentors in the CREST programs for mentor and leaders are geared more towards the staff of the organization, and the teen and family CREST programs are geared more towards the client base.
Welcome to Entrepreneurs Are Leaders podcast with Harry Sardinas. Interviews with world's most influential entrepreneurs that share tips about how to grow your business exponentially. Charismatic speaking, leadership, branding, marketing strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.
Welcome to Entrepreneurs and Leaders, and today we have Matt Stafford with us, with this community leader. So Matt, we have a question for you. The first one, what are the 5 steps that you recommend people that want to become community leaders and start their own nonprofit? What are the 5 key things that they need to focus on?
Well, first off, Harry, thank you so much for inviting me onto your podcast. And I'm going to start with the 5, and all can be boiled down to one motivating aspect: determination. Everything can be boiled down to determination. First part of having a nonprofit is understanding what the need is. What is the need that needs to be met within the community? Second, making a plan, even if you don't know how to achieve the goals. Okay. Third, with the second one, write down anything and everything that comes to your mind. Third, surround yourself with nonprofit experts and and outside of your community impact. Fourth, understanding local government. If you understand your local government, it's going to be a lot easier to maneuver in this space. 5, and the final one, you're going to fail. Be determined to succeed. You are going to hit hard moments. Everything that I just said can be boiled down to determination, passion, and perseverance. If you have those 3 qualities, the world is your oyster.
So Matt, can you share your story with us? So why you decide to start the nonprofit on the first place? There are people here sometimes no profit and they run away. They think, how come not gonna make any money? I'm not gonna do it. And it's not all about money. So it's also to be there for the community and to support the community. And the fact that it's no profit,
Right.
well, the teams, you can allocate some salaries and things to the team that help you to achieve this. But anyway, let's start from the beginning, Matt. So what's the story? How you started yourself? What happened?
Oh my gosh. So that's actually a quite loaded question. But
Go for
I
it. We want to
was
hear everything. We want to
yes,
hear
yes,
everything. Tell us, tell
yes.
us.
So I grew up in foster care. My brother and I were permanently placed in a family because our biological parents were going to harm us. And through growing up, we were permanently placed in our family. They are my family. And after a couple of years, we had 7 deaths in 6 years. When I was 12, the deaths started, and then it didn't stop. And one of the major deaths was my father. My father was my hero. He was the guy that you believe could fight God and win. So, if God and my dad got into a boxing match, well, sorry, God, you're about to lose. That's how much faith I had in my father. So, after he passed
Wow, it
away,
was hard.
yes, 7 deaths in 6 years. My sister and her husband passed away in a drunken car accident. Individual hit them head on, And then I had immediate family members pass away right away. So I am the seventh of my family too. So we have a big family. And every death hit extremely hard. I fell away from my faith for many years, and I was in and out of different programs, different counseling, mentoring programs, all sorts of different things to find solace or to even get a control on my life. I did a lot of unique things, and I actually almost ended up in jail for 40 years, or I could have been in jail for 40 years. And with the different organizations that I was in, gave me the expertise that I needed to run my own nonprofit. I was about 28 when I decided to start my own because my previous nonprofit that I was co-leading with my mentor, he decided to call it quits and dissolve the organization. Through dissolving the organization, there was three teens that passed away as well. So I was extremely distraught until I was about 26, 28 years old. And then I decided to start the nonprofit to give counseling and mentoring for teens and families that didn't have the structure of family. I developed everything around my father's character. So that's what my outreach is called, Vincent James Mentoring. My father's name was Vincent James Conglero. My father was just a blue collar worker. He would say,
Wow.
you know, he didn't have a lot of money. He didn't, have a lot of physical treasures, but he had a lot of family. And he learned all those traits from his mother and father, and then their grandparents, and so on and so forth. So I'm bringing the traditional uh, standard of family, the standard of the kitchen table, straight to everyone, and developing counseling around the kitchen table. So, with my organization is built on the relationship that we develop. No business or nonprofit can succeed without relationships. My car broke down, and actually, one of my pastors from my church picked me up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and
Wow.
or 5:30 in the morning, and he's the one to help inspire me to keep going on my nonprofit. And we're we're getting to talk a little bit, and he he has admiration for individuals like yourself and myself that are truly determined to give the gift of success. People are going to listen to this podcast and they're looking for a nugget of truth, and the nugget of truth that I can give boils down to love the individuals in your life. And if you're going to do anything, do it with all the determination in the world to succeed, no matter what it is. Pure determination.
I'm very proud of you because you see, when it's very easy for a young kid, right? After losing his dad and several members of the family, it's very easy to go to drugs, alcohol, start to find the group, or start to find a place where you belong. And sometimes those places, there is crime there, there are drugs, there are different things, and it's very easy to fall into this path. Yeah, and you were kind of the edge because you said that you almost end up in jail, right? So why actually make
Yes.
this? What actually make this shift that you say, well, despite all this that happened to me, that sometimes you don't understand why this kind of thing is happening to you. I say, why out of everybody out there, why is only me that my dad have to die when I was 12? It's only me who my parents were about to him and then I was in the foster care. It's only me now, the sister died in a car accident, which is something um, an accident, quite random, and you start to think, why me, why me, why me? And then a lot of guilt go inside, and it's very easy to fall into the wrong path. And you were in the edge, right? So who rescue you, or how do you manage to rescue you? And this something that is amazing because we help a lot and work with a lot of nonprofit, and the level of fulfillment that this job can give you, there is no money that can buy this. There is
What I would love to say about that is nonprofits, a lot of people would say that nonprofits aren't allowed to make money. Well, that's not necessarily true. All the donations and the grants, the staff needs to make a living. That's
absolutely.
true. But we also need the capital to work on the programs. So,
Absolutely.
say you donate $1 million to my nonprofit. Well, a small portion of that, about 10% of that uh, donation, is going to go uh, to the staff and
To the
keeping the
team,
lights on.
absolutely. To the
Yes,
team, to the
the
operation, to the accounts, because
yes,
it's like a business.
right.
It's just
It's actually,
it's
and
just
then
that
the
it's
the
just that the
other
profit get reinvested in the organization itself. That's the only difference. That's it.
goes straight
Whatever
into the program.
exactly. So that what it means is whatever you make or the uh
Yes.
um,
So with
and also
nonprofits, you
the
have to
people,
show.
Matt, now that we touch this subject, just clarify to our listeners there, because a lot of wealthy people listen to this podcast. It's my understanding that if they donate $1 million to your organization, they don't have to pay tax, right? Or still they have to pay tax.
So there's a
They have to pay tax in this money.
tax deductible. That's not necessarily true. When you
Sometimes, no?
file your taxes, you can take a write-off on the donation, but uh, if you donate, $1 million to me, that's a wonderful donation. You can write that off personally or a business or whatever,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
you may receive a refund, but you might receive a stipend or whatever. But it does go to your taxes. It is a benefit for individuals to donate, to local churches, to other nonprofits. I would love for donations to come in for my organization, but the thing is, if you're going to donate, make sure that the organization that you're donating to is a good steward of the finances.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, I'm London, United Kingdom. Over there, we have a lot of charities. That's how they
Hmm.
call it over there, in the same structure, non-profit. And some challenge that we have there in London, in UK, is that because it's regulated and they have to share publicly everything they do. They have to employ a lot of people that create those reports, and a lot of money goes in in operation structure itself, way more than tech per se, like you say, way more, because you comply with the government regulations, and then those government you have to share every month what you're doing, create reports, and all that
Yeah.
operation, need people, and these people again, they have to pay, right? The fact that they
Yes.
work in a
And
non-profit, that doesn't mean that that they were free. The people creating reports, actually they have to be professionals, right? Because
right.
uh,
So with my counseling firm that I'm developing with my mentoring division of my nonprofit, I'll have a clinical therapist close to 150,000 a year, and for a good
Absolutely.
therapist.
Absolutely.
So it's not easy to run an organization, but one thing that's needed for profit or nonprofit entities is having a clear objective. Nonprofits are even harder to run because you're all most don't give a good to the individual. They give, life traits or not necessarily physical, tangible things a lot. With for profit, you can give physical, tangible things, and it's a lot to go to market with those type of products.
Mm.
We give coaching, we give counseling. We may, we have a food pantry. We may do a clothing drive. But those type of physical items are gifts to the individual that are arts. It's not a product.
Matt, so tell us about the programs that you have there, and
Yes.
what the and funding you need for these programs. Like the program to us.
So I have programs called the Crest
Four.
programs.
Wow,
Four.
that's a
Right.
lot.
So
Big job.
so yes,
I write
it
programs
is.
for my workshop. It's a big job. Yeah.
Yes. So, and I didn't know how to read nor write, and I taught myself how to read and write while I was developing my programs. I
Oh
was
wow,
illiterate until I was 28 years old.
wow,
Yes.
wow. That's so you
Well,
set up yourself.
I taught myself how to read
Wow,
and
my
write.
God. Wow, that's
Yes.
really really impressive. This is a lot of work.
You
Uh,
have a lot of determination. So I developed these Crest programs as mentoring guides. I have teen, family, mentors, and leader. Mentors
wow,
is yeah. Mentors and the Crest programs for mentor and leaders are geared more towards the staff of the organization, and the teen and family Crest programs are geared more towards the client base. So they go through money, they go through starting if you want to start your own business, or they go through development. They go through how to develop, if you want a apartment and you don't have any credit, and how to
wow. You
persevere.
help them also in this one.
So
If they
I
want to
did.
buy an apartment and they don't have any credit, you also help them with that. That's amazing.
We will help learn how
Absolutely.
to credit is. If they want to start a business, we will gladly them start a business. If they want to start another nonprofit, we will gladly mentor them in starting that nonprofit. And one thing we do, we are developing a a a safety of the local schools, local churches, local
100%.
the local social system, because people are afraid of the government, and the social system and foster care people are afraid of. It was developed to serve the less fortunate,
Hmm.
so some people are extremely afraid of it, but what they're trying to do is make sure that everyone is taken care of, but everyone has a strong, stable family. Um, with my organization, are unique because my programs are truly customizable to each individual that comes in. No program's the same, but the level of care is the same.
So, Matt, to go deep a little bit more on this one, uh, those programs that you have design, right? They are the interests of the community and the society, because if you, during coaching and mentoring, you create this structure where go, they sit at the tables and they have these family values and they have community, right? Again, they hang out with you guys, which is, I think, is be a better place to hang out than with the other groups of that doing drugs or smoking weed or stealing or doing this. So how the government is helping you, because you helping them a lot. You're helping them to get people more qualified so they can have a job, get them to get better family values, so they become a good asset to society. So you
Mhm.
helping society a lot, yeah? So I would like to
Right.
know how government is helping you to helping them.
So I'll say this
How is
first.
the grant situation, for
Right.
example?
So I'll say this first. Government is there to serve the people and to protect the people. I
100%.
am a
That's why you vote.
I am a
That's all.
yes. I'm a big believer in smaller government, and I'm a big believer in if you're going to utilize a service from the government, that there is strong accountability. So, with the social system and the people that are helping me to develop and to make sure our paperwork is in line, is when we receive clients from from the social system, and when we're accredited and becoming accredited, we'll be able to receive funds from the social system and insurances. Now, what we would like
So
to do,
you had an accreditation for that?
there's a lot. There's
Oh,
different things for. So if you want to be a counseling nonprofit and you want to
like you are.
bill,
This is what
yep,
right now, right? And they
yes,
need to give you accreditation for that.
right. So there's a thing
Oh
called
wow. So what?
evidence-based programming. So a lot of evidence-based programming is experimental. It's funny to say, but teaching family values is experimental in the social
Wow.
system. Yes.
Wow. I learned something
So,
today. That
yeah,
that's how,
it,
my God, really?
in the
Wow.
sphere of my organization, we are teaching family standards and family structure, and we get most of our clients through the social system or referrals from other nonprofits or churches. And what we don't, sometimes people cannot pay. I've done a lot of work with a family that's never paid, and
Hmm.
my programming, uh, when accredited, could cost up to $15,000 to $25,000, depending on the customization for each client. It's a
So for
lot of
each
work.
client is a lot of work, no?
Right. So you're and what you're paying for is your the expertise. What that are high functioning or just want to get things done, they're paying for expertise and the quick fix. What we're doing is giving the quick fix, but over a, a duration of time. My programming takes 2 years to go through.
Wow, it's a big program.
Yes.
So
So,
the funding available as soon as you move from the experimental to accredited. Is that correct?
yes, yes. So once you become accredited, you are able to bill insurance and the social system. There are grants that we've applied for that we've got a couple. We highly lean on donors. And I tell you, paid for practically everything in the nonprofit.
Wow.
I if you up my hours, working on the nonprofit and all the different things, with I've probably invested $100,000 of my own money,
Wow.
throughout.
It's a lot of work.
This is Yes, this cost as well. If I was being paid, you know, but I do not receive a paycheck from my and from the beginning, I was 28. I am 40 years old right now. So I've been
Mm.
working on this organization and this idea of giving the standards that my father gave for over 10 years.
Mhm. Can you share with us what those standards are?
So I'm gonna down to three standards. Respecting the people in your life. Number two, have faith in God. Some people don't believe in the Christian um, God. I have a strong, firm faith in Jesus Christ, and it. I would strongly suggest to look at biblical truths to give stability for one's life. Third, if you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of someone else? So, loving and respecting the individuals in your life, having a strong faith, and taking care of yourself to fulfill to someone else's cup, that's extremely important. Like an airplane. But airplane drops down those masts. What are you supposed to do? You're supposed to put your mask on first. Our tendency is to put the mask on the other person. With nonprofit leaders, where our tendency is to save the other person instead of saving ourselves. And that's when you have nonprofit not having a standard living situation, or having a broken home, or neglecting their children and their spouse. And with my nonprofit, I help other organizations keep inspired to have their standard of and their passion.
So, Matt, love and respect your family. Start for that. Because we have stories like in families, like even that you see there, like fathers that don't talk with the 20 years or vice versa, kids that don't talk that don't the parents, right? And I think I know what you would think. You would think, well, I wish I have my dad. And look at you guys, you have your, despite what happened, despite look at you don't even want to, you don't talking, and they don't even know what happened. Had been so long that they didn't get to how it started. So a big part also of loving or respect is a forgiveness. A forgiveness for incident happen. Okay, and when you forget yourself. Don't
Yes,
don't do it for the other people. Do it for yourself. So tell us how you help those ones that they are in so much pain that they are not able to forgive, and if they don't forgive, they won't be able to move forward. How you
yes,
help them?
absolutely. So when somebody doesn't, so all of this boils down to morals. If you don't have a standard of morals, you're going to teach bad ethics and bad life traits. Uh, so, with loving and respecting your family, or the ones that you consider family, is knowing where your foundation lies. My foundation lies within my relationship with Christ, but also it relies on the standards that my father, the standards that my mother, and the standards that my grandparents gave. Understanding the things that messed up on. Forgiveness is to give a gift that you cannot fully. So if you wrong to me and I forgive you for it, it's a good thing. But also, what it is a character change, is changing from what happened, forgiving it, understanding what the issue was, changing the character of you and myself to make sure, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that action. It's changing your character, changing your mannerisms, and changing the way you live so you can have a better way of life.
And how do you feel? Because sometimes you see you teaching this, and the people might think, "Oh, who you are," because you're coming from a dysfunctional family, or this happened to you and everything. How you overcome that challenge? Like about sometimes you have the hesitance, you have the people that don't believe, the people that always has looking always are looking to bad to other people and don't look at themselves. So how you deal with the challenge, right? And with people
Mhm.
sometimes are opinionated, and they can misjudge, and then and look at you, you set up right and read, and you're running your organization. Very impressed. It's a lot of work, a lot of commitment.
Yes,
I know though what you're doing it, because I feel it. I'm on the space like I share with you, and I know that when you help other people and they look into your eye and they say thank you, the the currency that they're paying you is better than money. It's the currency
right.
of love. It's a currency full of gratefulness, and it's so fulfilling that any money in your bank account. I know that because I experience this thing when we train all over the world, or when we do talks. I do conference for a non, yeah, and
Mhm.
if you want, I would love to do one for your team, or for you by Zoom in
Oh,
any
that'd
talks
be
too.
great.
I would love to do it, yeah, and that they and we be with I do this all over the world, training corporates and business owners to expand and grow the business. So
Oh,
I
that
can do
would.
for your needs. I will be happy to do a talk and how to start and grow your business. I think what I'm in Latin America, a lot of and we see a lot in universities. They, especially Mexico, when we go there to speak, always the thing ask me, Harry, why you don't do the talk about how to start the business and how to grow the business? Because half of the students here, after they finish this fifth year, the last one, they're not going to have a job. So they have to create their own job. So
Yes.
if I can give the tool, however, you cannot start your own, if you start your own business and you don't have your family values or your values aligned, guess what's going to happen, Matt? It will reflect in the business. And
I
it's,
have I have
mhm.
a wonderful example.
Go
So I
ahead,
have
tell us.
a that does bathroom remodeling. His name's Junior. Uh, his family comes from Latin America and Italian. So this he's my neighbor. He's come to be family. He has a bathroom remodeling job business, but why he started the business is to be available for his wife, for his children, and he's a just the salt of the earth individual. Now he's a community leader without asking to being a community leader. There's people that come for help.
Wow, that's
I can,
powerful.
it is. Now, here's the big truth about all of what this is. The standards that is given to his employees was given to him by his mother, by his father, by his
100%.
grandparents. Now, the the best currency, as he has blessed my family and my outreach with finances, when we were in need of multiple things. But the best currency anybody can give is time.
Mm-hmm.
We have three currencies, I would like to say. We have a currency of love. We have a currency of faith or loyalty, right? You can put faith and loyalty on one currency. But those two currencies spent with the last currency, time. We can never receive time back. But where we spend our currency of time shows us where we're going to spend our currency of loyalty and faith and the currency of love. So with Junior, he is available for his family, for the ones he considers family, and the best he has is the grandchildren. And when he eventually has great grandchildren, they will have the stableness that he was able to provide. And he did this just by being a regular, stable husband, showing his wife love and stability. And he grew a business out of love, faith, and the pursuit of being home.
And
So that's what we're doing.
with those values, Matt, the business with value, I always say, see, the values of the founder, okay, it continues to be the value of the employees. Because if
Yes,
those values don't align, you don't attract those employees, you attract another type of employees. Okay. So the on the for each other of a community, he can have a very solid business. Let me tell you something. My cousin arrived to United Kingdom without having any job, and he went to the church, and it was the priest who gave him his first job. He said, "Okay, you like to paint the church?" And so he started painting the church. And then out of this, the people going to the church, can you help me to paint my house? Can you help me to paint this? Can you help me to paint that? It was so overwhelmed that and some work that my cousin ended up. It was too much in the end for him. He couldn't cope. He had to employ several people to for him to help them out cope with the demand. And just by going in there and talk with the priest, and the priest say, okay, you need help. Okay, let's just paint this side of the church. Let's start for this, and let's see what happens.
yes. You know, so go and I'll build off what you just said about your family member. Now, your family member, your cousin, correct? He needed a job. The priest gave him an opportunity. Just like Junior and my nonprofit gives opportunity to the individuals that don't have somebody to believe into. Junior gave many opportunities to questionable individuals that
Wow.
you know throughout the times he worked really hard to develop these people to be productive citizens and
Take
productive.
a lot of
Yes,
time, and a lot of training, and a lot of patience.
yes. And with my nonprofit, it takes time. Why a program is 2 years is that the first 6 months, you're really getting to know the person. The second 6 months, you're understanding a little of their deep issues. Then the second year is work on those issues. And when you have a business that is mentoring and counseling, it it develops a lasting relationship many parties. I'll use a friend example. My friend Bill Gunderson just became a lead pastor at our local church called Fox River Christian Church, and he was very grateful for the opportunity, but he had to work hard uh, for
Mhm.
that job. There had been a grace that was given to him to to say that the lead pastor had in this individual to take on legacy for him. So, and then to have faith to entrust what Fox River was built upon to go further. And my outreach is built upon that too. Vincent James mentoring, I would I love to work for my outreach, but eventually I'm going to want to relax and say Costa Rica. Well, I would love to give the reins over to an individual that has the same passion. With my organization, with Junior, Bill Gunderson, with many other individuals that are community leaders, it's the heart of the individual. And with my organization, we just want to showcase what you're capable of. We want to take you out of the elements that you're in and give you what you can become.
Matt, if someone is in love with this conversation, how people can find you guys, how this work, do you have any website, any social media? Also, if somebody want to donate to the programs you
Yes.
have. So can you tell us a little bit more about this?
So I have a website called vincentmentoring.org. You can donate through that. I have a physical address called, and it's 307 East Main Street. It's a historical building, and it's actually 160 years old. Fun
Wow.
fact,
Wow.
yes, yes. Fun fact, I'm in the buying it, and I used to break into it when I was a teenager.
Ah, that's impressive.
Yes,
To play,
and
you used to go there to break into play
yes, and
when you were a
the
teenager.
funny
Wow.
thing, I would break in and sit on the steps of the grand staircase. A cop would knock on the door and say, "Matt, what are you doing in there?" And I'd
Uh,
say, "One day I want to own this place." And
wow.
it,
Really?
the building that I'm in was in 1877. The individual was Dr. Volley Moore that did, and he was a doctor for the Civil War as well. So my building that I'm buying has always been in service to the community.
Very
So
impressive.
we we have a website that you can donate through that. You can give me you can contact me through Matt at vincentjamesmentoring.org. And also my phone number is 262 75 no 262 720 8961. I almost said my old phone number. And you can also mail a check to 307 East Main Street. I'm going to boil everything down to we give the stability of family to the ones in need. We care and love the ones that no one wants to love. That's who we desire to help.
Wow, Matt, very impressive and very inspiring. Yeah. And thank you so much for what you do. Continue doing from this podcast. We are rooting for you big time. We wish you all the best. Anything that we can help, we know where we are, and keep going and keep helping as much people as possible to become good uh, citizens, or I call it to become good asset to society. Because I think that if more people were doing what you're doing, we will have less crime, we will have less gunshots at the school, we will have less we have, and we badly need it. So thank you so much for
Well,
the job you do.
thank you. I'll let you know about the cost of the nonprofit. To run to one year into for the staff that I'm getting, it will take 1.5 million a year.
Wow. Oh,
So
wow. So
I am
it's a
needing,
lot of money to keep the organization alive. These are
yes,
big
but these
numbers.
are experts. These
Of
are
course.
experts
Of
in the
course.
field.
Of course.
So the thing is, I need strong donors. I need individuals to help us. If you
Registration.
feel the need to, if anybody that's listening to this, if you feel the need to donate any amount of money, and if it's a strong donation, please contact me. And your giving is the gift that you would be giving the stability of family, giving
Mm-hmm.
structure to individuals that don't have structure.
I don't have it. I'm,
So
bec- I'm
our
becoming a,
goal is to reach next year, so I can
you can keep going.
develop, yes, to keep going.
To keep going. Because bottom line, like I said, and especially Matt, that the group of you working with, they need good specialists. An average
Yes,
person is not gonna cut it. You need the best of the best people working with you in order to achieve your goals. Thank you so much once again for do what you do, and for all of you listening the podcast in our next episode, how impressive entrepreneurs like Matt, yeah, the fact that the is a non-profit, that doesn't mean that he's an entrepreneur. He's running a business. He had running a business because he had to make sure everybody gets paid and so on. Look, that business, it have a higher purpose, so all the profits get reinvested in order to for a greater good of society. So
thank you
it's we
everyone
call it
that
pleasure. Like
thank
I
you
said, Matt,
everyone that has listened to this podcast. If there's a way that I can serve you guys, I will gladly do it. And if there's any needs that need to be met, I will gladly serve.
thank you so much, Matt. And for all of you, see you in our next episode. Bye for now.
Follow us for more on charismatic speaking, leadership, exponential business growth, branding, marketing, strategies designed to help you monetize your knowledge, find true happiness, and manifest your goals and dreams.